Hey guys, it's Holly and I'm ready to get into bed, honestly. I'm in my pajamas, I'm freshly showered, I'm ready to go to sleep in a couple of hours, but before that I really wanted to show you guys some of the things that I've recently picked up because for those of you who didn't know, currently I'm in lockdown. It's been 10 weeks. Luckily, I'm coping pretty well and I feel like it was much needed actually because the entire world has slowed down when I needed to slow down, so it's been pretty good. However, it means that I'm really kind of bored, honestly. Like I can't go to dancing, and online dance just isn't the same, and I can't go out and go and do all the cool Lego shopping that everyone gets to. So it's been kind of sad and just kind of, it's just the same day over and over again. So since I am in lockdown, I wanted to get some stuff to do, and that's basically what this haul is. It is me getting a bunch of stuff in order to entertain myself. And there is some more stuff that's still on its way, but the main delivery that I was waiting for arrived this afternoon, which is why I'm filming it at night. I wish I could have done this earlier, but nevertheless, I'm excited to show you guys because there's some really cool stuff in here, and a lot of it is all Lego Marvel, which I'm really excited for, and there's been some eBay purchases, there's been some Lego purchases. I'm excited. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first thing is something that I mentioned quite a few weeks ago, and that is basically all of the bricks and pieces that I got. So I only bought Thor's house on August 1st. I mean, I've sort of made up for that with my lockdown purchases, but even then I'm still like being pretty cautious, and I got quite a lot of bricks actually. Most of these are sort of like parts that I can add onto the sanctum because I'm thinking about expanding it, although I really sort of want to plan it out before I go and attempt that. I've also got a bunch of like minifigure legs, even one of these like dots cupcakes because I really love the design of these, so I bought myself a pink one. And I've also got like some candles and like some of the studs with the holes in them, so I can really like make my, I can't get this piece on. There we go. So I thought I'd like make myself a dots cupcake because that was pretty cheap. I've also got like two of the monkeys and some of the lion cubs from City because I love Lego animals. We've also got another one of those Mysterio pieces. I also have a lot of the typewriter tiles in order to spell out my username as well as my name, which I thought was really cool. I think I've got like a head in there or something. It's just a really big random assortment, but the sort of main thing that I actually wanted bricks and pieces for isn't even in here. I've actually already used it. So what I did is I actually bought a bunch of pieces in order to add a second level to my Iron Man armory. I don't have sort of enough Iron Man suits to fill it out. I know there's a few of them that I've got lying around which I haven't put out yet, but I added an extra 5 of them to the top because I thought, you know what, I really like this set. I really like the small contained size. Like I don't want to have like 2 on either side. I thought I'll just add it up to a second level. So I just bought all of the pieces because this set's retired here. It's actually quite hard to find, and I love the way it looks with 2 layers. I've also bought the like smaller Iron Man Hall of Armor set, or is it the Iron Man Armory? I always get the names of the 2 sets confused, but I've ordered that from Zavvi because it is literally the only place I can find it like in stock, and it was still cheaper than buying it off Bricklink. So I've got that on the way, which will then mean that I can complete the full top layer and have like a full way around, which I'm really excited about. It also means I'll have a couple more Iron Man suits to stick in here, so I'm really excited and I can't wait to sort of add on and expand this. I really want to just find a proper place for it because I love the design of this set. I think it's really cool. So I highly recommend if anyone wanted to expand their Hall of Armor and can't find the sets, or they've just become really expensive, just buy the pieces off Bricks and Pieces. You just won't get the sort of cool Iron Man stickers on the back, but then again, don't really feel like I need duplicates of them. Next up is an eBay purchase, and this one I actually got quite recently and was one that I've sort of been debating for a while but wasn't sure if I wanted to pay full price for, and that is the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Milano set. Now I found this one, unfortunately it's missing Peter Quill / good old Star-Lord, but I don't mind. I've got one from the Benatar. I'll buy that figure anyway. Like there's one on Bricklink that I probably will snatch up, but I really like the design of the ship. I know it's smaller and it's just sort of like puny and really out of scale, but honestly I quite like it. I find the color scheme a lot better and I'm excited to see the build. I was reading Jay's Brickblog's review of this thing before I sort of snatched it up, and mainly I feel like the big ticket item here is just, it's got Drax. It's also got Gamora, and I don't have a Gamora. I even forgot that Nebula was in the set, so when I picked her out of the bag, I got very excited. And of course, baby Groot. He's adorable. So like all of the figures really made up for the value with that one. And I'm really excited to build it because I never got any of these sets. I didn't even really know much about them when it came out. I knew more about the first Guardians sets, but I'm just really glad now that I've got the entire Guardians of the Galaxy squad, so that's really fun. My other eBay purchase was one that I wasn't too sure about. I've wanted this set ever since it came out, but it was just way too much out of my budget, and considering I was like smack bang in the middle of my dark ages at the time, I was just like, I'm not spending that amount of money on a set, and I knew my parents weren't going to let me buy it anyway, so I just sort of put it on the back bench. And then the Daily Bugle came out, and I know a lot of people, including myself, really went and revisited this set and thought it was amazing, and I found it and it was a really good deal. And even though I didn't want to buy it right now because I thought, you know what, I'd rather put my money away, save it, get another set, like I've bought some, like I'm fine, but I just knew I wouldn't get a good deal on this set again, so I pulled the trigger and I picked up the Spider-Man Bridge Battle from 2016, and this one is actually sealed, which is just amazing. The box is quite dented and damaged, which is why I got such a good deal on it. And it was practically retail. I mean, it was a tiny bit more, of course, because of the shipping, but I'm really happy to have this one because I've always wanted it. I remember seeing photos of it at toy fairs and everything like that, and I've seen people get two of them and combine them, and I would love to be able to do that in the future, but I think that's a bit ambitious. I'm just gonna sort of stick that idea on the back bench. But I thought this set would just be incredible to get and take a look at, and I feel like it would be amazing to just complement the Bugle as well, which is one of my favorite sets of all time. I absolutely love that thing, and I even feel like it would be cool to sort of review it these days because I know a lot of people have been eyeing this, especially with the new Spider-Man films coming out. I feel like this is going to be one that is just more appealing from now on, and I feel incredibly lucky to finally own this one. And that said as well, I do really want to do on a build stream just because of sort of how cool and special it is. And lastly, this is sort of my big sort of all lockdown haul. I really wanted stuff to do. So I went on to I'm Rick James Bricks, which is an Australian sort of like small business store. I really love the store. They have incredible customer service. I ordered my Millennium Falcon as well as my AAT from them. I absolutely love them. If you guys live in Australia, highly recommend. They're also massive Lego fans themselves, which means everything is really well packaged and really well cared for. And I got a bunch of stuff from there, which I'm really excited about. The first thing I got, which probably not a lot of people care about, is Max, the mini doll dog from the Ariel set. You guys know that I'm a huge Disney fan, and I just love getting all of the animals, even though this is a bit too like frenzy cartoony for my particular taste. It's Max. I really wanted him to go along with Sebastian and Flounder and Ariel and Ursula, so I picked him up. He was like $2-3. Then they still had some of the Iron Man dummy sets in stock, which is amazing because I missed out on this like entire Avengers wave. I was tempted to get multiple so that I could just like make my own Captain America and Thor and all of that so I could have all of the Avengers, but I ended up just getting one, which is going to match really nicely with my extended armory, so I'm really cool about that. He was like $10. He was a bit expensive, but this doesn't exist here anymore. Polybags in Australia just don't exist in general. Probably one of the least exciting purchases in terms of you guys watching this is actually a Lego ice cube tray. I've wanted this for quite a while, and I've just been waiting for the next time I placed an order from these guys in order to get it because I really wanted to make Lego ice cubes. That's about it. Plus it's pink. So there we go. Again, this next one is technically Lego related, but also not Lego related, and that is this Lego Rainbow Bricks puzzle. My mum has been doing a bunch of puzzles recently, and I've sort of been helping her out here and there because, you know, lockdown activity, and I knew these guys sold puzzles, and that's one of the main reasons as well why I didn't order and got a bunch of sets, is because I really wanted to get another one of these puzzles. I did one around Christmas time, and it was like the paint bucket one, which was like kind of complex. This one looks really neat, and I feel like it's going to be slightly easier. And it'll be fun because like my mom and I, we can do like each half of sort of the color and meet in the middle. So I'm really keen to get cracking on that with her. That should keep me occupied in lockdown for a while. And another set I've got is actually finally, this is way overdue, is the Mandalorian and the Child Brickhead. So I finally have all of the Lego Grogu's, which is really exciting. I didn't really care too much for this set when it came out, and then sort of time passed and I really wanted to get it, but it was just always out of stock on lego.com and I never saw it in stores. So I'm really glad that these guys had it in stock because I've been waiting for this one just to get Grogu. And actually Comet, one of the community members, he recently went on vacation and he took a photo of him sat in front of this really nice lake, I'm pretty sure it was, in like the outdoors, and it really inspired me to get a set and want to build outdoors. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do with this one. I just want to sit on my front lawn and then watch people walk past and get in their like daily COVID exercise while I sit and build my brickheads. So that's my plan for this one. I'm really keen. And then lastly is a set that I wasn't 100% sold on for a really long time. And admittedly, I feel like I'm buying this mostly just for the minifigures. However, I do quite like the build. And when I rewatched Iron Man, it made me want it slightly more. And that is the Iron Man Ironmonger Mayhem. Now, initially, I didn't want this. And that's purely because the mech is just so big. Now, I do love a good mech. However, Marvel is just doing a bit too many these days. And it's very large. I want to try and modify it to make it shorter, but knowing me, mocks and modifications usually get put on the back bench because I just find myself doing other things instead. But it is something I'd like to try and do because I really love the build of my Age of Ultron Hulkbuster. So I'd like to see if I can shrink it down a tiny bit. I'm also really glad to have these figures. And again, that Mark III Iron Man looks beautiful. And he will go very nicely again with my Iron Man armory. So I really love the Marvel wave this year. Definitely not gonna get the Dragonflyer though. Like I'm gonna pass on that, and I'm still torn on the What If sets. I'm leaning towards just get the figures with them. And the Sanctuary, again, I mean the ship looks cool, but it's the same price as this, and I don't think I want to spend that money on that set, whereas this I feel like I could justify a bit more. Oh wait, just kidding, that's not last. I mean technically it's the last Lego set, but then I realized I was like, what, $15 away from free shipping. And I'm Rick James Bricks actually sells Funkos, and I'm not a huge Funko person. Like I like the design of them. I've got like a few Christmas ones, but mostly they're just like Spider-Man that I own, which is completely fair enough. So I went looking and I thought about like, oh, they've got that really nice Wanda Maximoff one. Fortunately, it was sold out, so I couldn't get her. But I scrolled down a bit further and they actually had the brand new Spider-Man No Way Home ones in stock, which I'm incredibly excited about because I've got pretty much one of every Spider-Man suit besides his homemade suit as a Funko. So I picked myself up the integrated suit. I'm not sure if I'll get the black and gold one. I kind of want it. I kind of don't, but I guess we'll just wait and see. So I picked him up and then I managed to get free shipping, and this was a good purchase because otherwise I feel like I would just forget considering we're in lockdown. It's not like I can go to the store and would see this and be like, oh yeah, I wanted to get this. So super glad about that. Plus I'm supporting a small business. So there's a couple more things that I have in the mail, but I'm pretty sure that's mostly it from the Lego department. I mean, like I said, I'm waiting on that other smaller Iron Man Hall of Armor armory, whatever it's called, set. So that's just some of the stuff I got just to keep me entertained in lockdown. I really need to do a big sort of clear out and set swap and store some things away and really just reorganize my display, and that's something I really want to do, but I've just been like working really hard on assignments as well as some other stuff for the channel, so everything's just been put on the back bench. So I hope to sort of do that later and clear up. Like, look at this mess. I've also got laundry on the floor and just boxes everywhere. I really need to tidy all of this stuff up. And if you're in lockdown and have gotten anything to sort of keep you entertained like me, let me know what it is in the comments down below, and I hope you guys are all doing okay as well. Please stay safe, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. I'm gonna go and edit this video in bed now, and until next time guys, I'll see you later.